I want to do a very quick video about the Reform Party. And when you look at the Reform Party, initially you think maybe they're not too bad. Something a little bit second-hand car salesman-y about Richard Tice. That's how he appears to me. Seems a bit sort of too sweet to be wholesome, as they used to say. But you think maybe they are the alternative. But of course, Tice, as far as I know, was in the Tory party until 2019. Farage is behind the thing, which says everything I need to know about the operation. And of course, we know that some of their candidates are actually people who've worked with Hope Not Hate. We know that for a fact. We've got evidence, documented evidence on that. So are they what they seem? Well, I think the test of this is what they think about migration and immigration. And they had this great phrase, which I think they thought would fool everybody. Net zero migration. Sounds great, doesn't it? Zero migration. That's what the British people want. It's bound to be a vote winner. But then you look in the small print, and it's not so small print. This is what they say. Some 400,000 people leave the UK every year. So there's plenty of scope for bringing in the skills and people we need. So basically what that's saying is that Reform UK are quite happy to bring in nearly 500,000 people to the UK every single year. Now, of course, Tice has talked about what he's going to do with the boats and what he's going to do with this, that and the other. But the fact that he's willing to bring in nearly 500,000 people a year when the UK is already swamped and flooded with people is worrying. And of course, he doesn't mention anything about where these people are coming from. Now, if we had 400,000 engineers, doctors, solicitors, lawyers, computer programmers, AI specialists coming from India or Christian areas of Africa or America or Australia, that wouldn't be too much of a problem, or even Hong Kong. The exodus from Hong Kong as the Chinese who were betrayed by Patton basically make their way away from Hong Kong. It wouldn't be too much of a problem. But he doesn't say that. And one of the issues that we've got in the UK is mass immigration from states that are absolutely filled with jihadist groups, that are filled with extremists, that are filled with people that would quite happily destroy our country, filled with Islamists and Islamic extremists. And the reality is that as it stands at the minute, when you look at the stats, certainly on the illegal, and in fact, I think also legal migration, the vast majority of them are coming from Muslim countries. Huge numbers coming from Afghanistan, Pakistan. Huge numbers were coming from Syria until recently. Huge numbers coming from North Africa and West Africa. So the reality is that the UK doesn't have a problem, as it were, with migration or immigration. The UK has a massive problem with Muslim immigration or migration. Not a single party is talking about that. And in this reform document, they're not mentioning, there's not one mention in their manifesto of extremism, of Islamic radicals, of jihad. Not a mention of it. And when we look at the threat that is in the UK at the moment, it's absolutely massive. And then we look at the threat to democracy by people that are using political Islam, groups like the Muslim Brotherhood, etc., that are using political Islam to try and gain power in the United Kingdom. There's not a mention of that in Reform's manifesto. And as will become clear over the next few years, there is going to be a massive and powerful force in the UK called the Muslim vote. They've set up their own website. They're organised. They know what they're doing. Fair play to them. They've planned it. They know exactly what they're doing. And we are woefully unprepared for that. And that's why I believe that the UK needs a brand new political force, a brand new political party. I believe people like Tommy Robinson need to be involved in it. And it needs to be new. It needs to be energised. It needs to be for the working classes, for the people of the UK who see the threat and understand what the threat is on their doorstep and that's coming at them full tilt. And it needs to be done fast, because very soon it's going to be illegal for us even to speak about the things that I'm mentioning tonight. So reform, not worth a vote. It's a wasted vote, in my opinion. There needs to be something new, and there needs to be something new very, very quickly. And that puts a lot of pressure on a lot of people to get that new thing built and put together. But it needs to happen, and it needs to happen in double quick time. Don't vote for reform. Let's just wait and see what happens. And if anyone can get themselves together and get a political party out there that's going to make a massive difference in the next few years in the UK. And that's what we need. We need a political party like Geert Wilders' Freedom Party in the Netherlands. We need a freedom party for the United Kingdom that isn't against people on the grounds of their colour of the skin or where they come from, but is saying Islamism, Islamic radicalism, jihadists should not have a place in our society. Anybody that wants to destroy our democracy and take away our freedoms should not have a place in our country or in our society. It's as simple as that. And that needs to be acted on. See you all soon.